one is pumpkin pie.
Pound cake.
Pound cake, and it could be a tongue twister.
Yeah. So we're going to use the Krusteaz pumpkin spice bread mix to help us make this, aren't we? Yep. All right, so you need 1 packet of the pumpkin pie, or the pumpkin bread spice mix.
You want me to open it and pour it in here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you help me, please?
The whole thing.
Oh, it smells good. I wish I could smell this.
You need 2 eggs. Crack them down into there. Into the bowl. There you go. 2/3 of a cup of water. Just go right behind you. Alright, now add in your butter. Between half a stick of melted butter.
Half a stick of melted butter.
And mix it all around.
Yes.
Spray the extra edges. Once it's all mixed together, we're ready to pour into the pans.
Yay.
So we have 3 mini loaves that we're doing. Alright, mix, mix, mix. We've got our oven preheated to 350, and we're going to bake these for about 35 minutes.
We're making Oreo cake.
That's correct.
And we already have some Oreos in the pans.
Yep, we crushed up about 6 or so in each pan. We're going to dump in, here, finish dumping that in. Mama made a mess with it. 1 package of chocolate fudge cake or devil's food cake, just some kind of chocolate cake. You need 2/3 of a cup of buttermilk, 1/3 of a cup of vegetable oil, you need an extra little splash or 2 of buttermilk, and that can go in the sink, and 3 eggs, and then she's going to mix this all together. Alright, now we're going to split it between 2 regular size loaf pans. Crazy girl! You want about half in this one, and you want about half in this one. Now we are using box cake mixes for these because those people have really perfected their game. They're super cheap, easy, and it makes it so that we can make it a little bit fancier, huh? We can use our creativity. I know, you want to lick it. There you go. I'm just spreading this all out in the pans. I know. Now I already sprayed these very heavily before we put the Oreos down in there. These will be in at 350 also for about 30 minutes.
It looks delicious.
It does. So, hold on. I'm going to tell you how to do this one. So, you're just going to tear this bag open. We're doing step 2 first.
Okay.
And pour it in the bowl. And then you're going to mix in your 2 cups of cold water and stir, stir, stir. I'm checking on our melted butter that I need it to come towards me.
It smells delicious.
It does. Ooh, it's very hot. Let's close up for just a second. Where's my towel? Here it is.
Can you smell it?
Oh, I can smell all of this. And our pumpkin pound cake is looking good already.
Can you smell this?
Oh, it's a lot of chocolate. Careful with your clothes. Alright, good job. Pour in your milk and whisk, whisk, whisk.
Guys, you know what? I poured all this milk into this thing, this measure.
It is measured. So I'm taking the crust mix and just splitting it between 2 mini pans.
It looks like your coffee powder.
It does look like my coffee grounds. Alright, mix that up, baby. Yeah. It gets thick.
It smells so delicious. I just need chocolate milk.
And we're taking half the butter. So about a tablespoon and a half. And then on this side we'll drop in the other tablespoon and a half. We're just going to mix it around and make our own little cookie crust. You want to switch chores? You want to keep doing the pudding? Alright. We're just making our little cookie crumb crust. Getting all the butter. Okay. Mix that until it's all moistened, and then mix this one too. Wet. Kind of smush it together instead of breaking it up. So one way to make this thicken much easier is make sure your milk is nice and cold, and we have good and cold milk. It does give you an arm workout, so if you have an electric mixer, use that, huh? Say, but Mama doesn't do electric mixers.
No, because it could break in a bowl.
Well, no, Mama just, I don't like the germs getting inside of there. And I feel like it takes up too much unnecessary space.
Takes up two.
They are pretty cool.
That sounds good.
Alright, oh, push it back in. Here, move on to this one. We're about ready to pour this in. That's the only reason she likes helping me cook, huh? Is that really the only reason? I thought you were going to say that's just one good reason. With this, you want to make sure you coat the bottom with the crust and a little bit up the sides if you can. Alright, now we're going to pour them into the pans. So, that's right. I'm going to do the first one just because it's kind of heavy. And then you can do the second one. You want to be gentle with it so that it doesn't pull your crust off the edges. Alright, you pour into the second one and we'll smooth them out afterwards. You got to scoop it. Here, I'll hold, you scoop. Gently, there you go.
Like a big clump. Just about to make pumpkin honey bun cake. It's a little tongue twister.
Yeah. So the first thing you pour in is your butter cake mix. You can use a yellow cake mix if you need. Pour it all in.
Ooh.
Usually we would add half a cup of sour cream to this also. But when prepping our ingredients, our sour cream had sour, so we'll be skipping that today. All right, 4 eggs. And I'm going to add in 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice while she's doing all of this. 1, 2. We're going to add in about 2 tablespoons of honey.
I didn't get any on me. Yay! That must have been a good egg.
So this is a teaspoon measuring, but I'm going to use it to wash your hands.
Honey.
Alright. Come on, eggs. This gives it that, like, I don't know, kind of chewy, honey bunny kind of taste. Now, usually when we cook this, y'all saw I preheated the oven to 350, and we usually cook it for about 35 to 40 minutes, but we're making some smaller versions of it today.
Well, we're going to have to get some more eggs.
Yes, we will. We go through a lot of eggs, don't we?
Like we need to buy once a year.
I think we bought once a week. Yep. Alright. Wipe your hands off if you need them to. 3/4 of a cup of pumpkin. The whole thing.
I didn't mean to.
It's fine. Where's your little spatula thingy? Where's your spatula thingy? That's your whisk. It's behind you.
Spatula. It sounds like Dracula.
Yeah, Mama did it.
We make a mess. Why do cooks, chefs make a mess?
And you start whisking. We're going to pour in half a cup of vegetable oil. Patrick's listening to his tablet. Alright, Sissy. Mix, mix, mix. And I'm going to spray some pans and get it ready for us. Okay, y'all. So I'm going to sprinkle the tops of each of these with some brown sugar and then just swirl it through. Kind of like a marbling effect. If you're making one large cake, do like a cup of brown sugar. For these, I'm just kind of dividing that between the 3 cakes. Let's see what size this is. A 1/4 of a cup. I'll double check that once I empty it. Yes, a 1/4 of a cup. So that's a lot more sugar than I had expected to put on it. But maybe it looks different with them in the small pans. Alright, so we went with 3/4 of a cup today in these smaller loaf pans. And then we're just going to sprinkle in a little bit more pumpkin pie spice into the sugar mixture before we swirl it. You want it to be very certain you know it's pumpkin. And then we're just going to take either a plastic knife or a little pampered chef tool and swirl it through. Because we want those ribbons. Oh. We're going to clean up this mess. Alright. So last step for this for today, we're going to add about a teaspoon of vanilla to about 1.5 cups of powdered sugar. And then just a few splashes of milk. And this is just to make a little simple icing.
Toodle. This is the toodle. It matches that. Look. It matches it. See?
I see. Alright, so we're going to pour a little bit over the top of this one. And do a little bit over the top of this one. So I want it to get down into those cracks and grooves. to just put some caramel down into the bottom of your pie shell. And I want you to scoop some of those Granny Smith apples into it. So scoop some for me. So this is just some regular ice cream caramel. And these are graham cracker crust. There you go. And we chopped up 4 Granny Smith apples that we're going to sprinkle into the bottom of this. There you go. Keep sprinkling. I want you to cover the whole bottom. So while he does that, I've made a chocolate pudding, just per the package directions, and I'm going to empty in a tub of Cool Whip and fold it all together. Alright, now do the other one. Alright, so let's see. We're going to spread it. I think we're good for right now. You want to add a few more? Alright, add a few more. Not the whole thing, just a few. And now add the rest of there. You want to add a little bit more into that one? Alright. So we filled the bottom of our, all of it. There you go. Good job. And you can eat the rest of them if you want to. We filled the bottom of it with chopped up Granny Smith apples. Move this out this way. And I'm going to top it with some more caramel. Nice and sugary, huh? There we go. Because we're just trying it out. And then I'm going to pour on top our chocolate and Cool Whip mixture. And then we're going to pour this one right on top. These are going to be very full pies, aren't they? All right. Let me spread all this out, and then we'll move on to our next step. One more layer of caramel, just so it really screams caramel apple. But we've also chopped up 20 little mini Snickers bars. And this, like I said, it was originally a Snickers salad, or that's what it was called. And we're changing it into like a little pie kind of dessert. And hoping it turns out. But just some chopped up little Snickers bars. And like I said, I just used 20 of the little minis from the mini, like the Halloween candy that we have. We already dumped into it. So sorry, trick-or-treaters, you won't get that part. And that looks like that was perfect to go across the top of 2 pies. So I'm going to put the little plastic lids on these. We're going to put one in the fridge and one in the freezer to save for later. Okay, y'all. So all of our desserts are done and decorated. We have our Oreo cakes right here. Yellow cake with just regular vanilla frosting and some decorations. Our double chocolate cheesecakes that Eleanor she wanted to put Oreos, so they ended up being triple chocolate cheesecakes. Our pumpkin Honeybun cakes, and then our pumpkin pound cakes, and the caramel apple pie. The kids ended up eating both of them, so we don't have that to go. But we're about to load these all up and go drop them off at the school.